It's December now, and I thought I would do an update video on how the coop is doing so far for the winter. So here it is. It's -4 right now, and it's about 8:30 in the morning. In the winter, they're mostly just inside here, where they're protected from wind and getting wet. And I still have the automatic door set up, but I unplugged it for most of the time because I don't really need them coming out in this outer run area right now. That's the extension that I made. So it doesn't look super pretty, but it's functional. Hi! Who's the first one out? Hey, Cloudy, also known as Mr. Fancy Pants. Hey, Sprinkles, good morning to you. And who's still in there? Oh, there's our other rooster. Tornado. Oh, and there's Hey Hey. Hi, Hey Hey. Good morning. And last but not least, our baby rooster. Well, not so much of a baby anymore. Okay, so let me just explain a couple things. It's been pretty cold. It got to -10 one of these nights, and it's going to be -20 this week. -2.8, so it's a little bit warmer than outside, unless it just got warmer. Their feeding system here, I just made sure I insulated it just because it was a little bit drafty. So they can still access their food. Their food bucket is still outside, but it's encased in wood, and then I insulated it a bit. I stuck some pink insulation in there in between the food bucket and the wood case. They've got access to water, but it's closed up, so it doesn't cause spilling and other moisture issues, them getting wet. Ooh, got an egg. Okay, so I have this set up, the radiant heater. I have it set to not the highest setting right now, but it's pretty warm. I've also got the heat mat going, so they like to cuddle up in a pile when it gets chilly. Oh, they're just having breakfast. So it's actually pretty cozy in here. It's very well insulated now. One thing that I changed was up there's one of my ventilation holes. It still vents, but I closed that one up a little bit more because it was getting kind of drafty and cold in here. It's hard to see behind the solar light, but that one I didn't change. That still vents. I'm still just using sand to line the bottom of the coop. It's not very deep, but because I have it pretty consistently not too cold in here, they don't really need any thick bedding or anything. I would say if you're not using heat, to use a deeper litter method, where you have about 6 inches of litter for them to nest and keep warm in. But I'd say the most important things are to keep the drafts out and to have it as well insulated as you possibly can. The best things are these panels. So in the run, their water's heated with one of those electric plates that you just stick under and it plugs in. I like to have this cord. I just got it from my husband, but I like it that it lights up so that you know that there's power coming to it just by looking at it. So that keeps the water from freezing. Yeah, so we're doing pretty good in here. Not too shabby. So I think the temperature inside the coop has been about 7 degrees in there, give or take, Celsius. Even when it's like -10 outside, it stays pretty good. It's been down to 3, I think, in the coop. They don't have the type of feathers that keep them dry like other chickens have. So it's like they're wearing a sweater all over, not a winter coat. During the daytime, I will open up this. So it's just a board that I had up in front of this door here. Used to work, but it doesn't anymore. It's like one of those cheap automatic doors, but I just cover that up. And then they have some extra space to roam around in here. Covered it with some thick plastic and tarp. So it's kind of a sunroom. They can go out there if they want to. There's snow on it now, so I guess it's not super sunny, but it's just a little extra room. And if they want to get away from each other, it's a little separation. So I do have this little heater going right now. just on its lowest setting. And I have it stabilized with a brick there. I keep this only on when I'm around paying attention. These can be dangerous around with the leaves and other things, and we don't want to have any fires, so I only use that when I'm able to pay extra close attention. But also we don't want it to get too warm, because then they won't get climatized to the winter temperatures. So it's only warm right up next to it, really, and see, it's still hovering around 0 Celsius. It doesn't make it super warm in here or anything. I'm sure anybody who has silkies loves the soft feeling of them, and has probably done research on their feathers. So because they don't have the same types of feathers as other birds, it's really not as waterproof, and not as, it doesn't hold in heat as well. They're also smaller birds too. I think they're like fairly cold tolerant, but they're not the most cold tolerant, so I just give them a little extra love and care. I think you gotta weigh the pros and cons of using heat with your chickens. Like, are you able to come out and keep an eye on it? I really like those radiant heat panels. They're very safe.